Hello and welcome back to my Sims world where life is built off testing cheats true. Y'all, you are simming with Game Haven X01. And we're here with Gianna Styles. And Gianna Styles is a um, assistant working at the same magazine company as Bridget Eaton. If you remember Bridget, we met Bridget Eaton, I believe, was it last episode or the episode before that? The first episode. So, Gianni has, landed this job and everything, and she's been working there for a good few months and everything, enough that she was able to move into these lovely loft apartments. So in Oasis Springs. So now she has settled in and everything, and she hears that she's going to be working with Bridget Eaton. So Bridget Eaton calls up her assistant, Gianni, and it's like, let's go out, let's meet out for lunch and everything. I would like to get to know you a little bit before we start working together. So Gianni was definitely with this and everything. So they go out to a local restaurant and they sit down and have a nice meal and they kind of chit chat a little bit and get to know each other. More other than just business, but some personal stuff too. So Gianni is single, and I want to put her around like 20 in a young adult stage. Like she just fresh, um, out of college. Well, yeah, fresh out of college and everything. 2021, somewhere around there. And Bridget is a little bit older, just a little bit, not much. So when she finds out that they're so close in age, she's definitely like, we should hang out sometimes and everything, and go out to clubs and stuff. Bridget, she just moved into town, and she doesn't know anyone. So Gianni is definitely like her type of girlfriend to hang out with. So, and they did have fun at lunch and everything. So Gianni is like, yeah, I'd love to do that and everything. So they exchange numbers and stuff that they can talk outside of work also. Have a separate life outside of work. And so right now Giovanni is just redecorating a little bit, just a little bit. We didn't do too much, maybe change the wall pattern a little bit. But so as they're sitting down at lunch and everything, Bridget is more like, so are you seeing anybody? And Gianni like, oh no, there's nobody, that I'm seeing and everything. But there is this guy that stay next door to me, and he is so nice looking and everything. So Bridget's like, well, have you talked to him? She's like, not really, only just, hey and bye or whatever. And Bridget's like, well, does he have a girlfriend? Have you seen any girls like coming to his house or anything like that? She's like, yeah, I see a few girls, but I don't know. They don't seem like they're dating or anything. They don't seem lovey-dovey or anything like that. I just see them laughing sometimes together and, leaving out or something. But I done never caught them holding hands. I never caught them hugging or anything like that to give me the indication that that might be a possible girlfriend. So Bridget's like, it's never good to mix your, personal life inside the same neighborhood that you stay in. In the same neighborhood, like what if y'all get into it? Then everybody in the neighborhood know, So Gianni, she's more like, oh no, I couldn't see us getting into it. He seems very nice and everything, but I'm kind of shy. He seems more, more like, not the type of guy that I normally date. So Bridget is like, well, what's the type of guy that you normally date? And what type of guy is he? So, as you already know that, I'm not going to tell you who it is. We don't wait till he get here. We don't wait till he get here, till we get to that part, he get here. But, Gianni's like, well, I normally date college guys and stuff. That's all I kind of, like, from school and stuff like that. So I never dated anyone that was more the roughneck type of guy, like the baggy jeans and the baggy shirts and stuff like that. So, Bridget's like, really? So you like one of those good girls, like good school girls, or say? And she was like, well, yeah, kind of. So yeah, so as they finished KKing and laughing together, Gianni asked her, so are you seeing anybody? And Bridget's like, no, my last boyfriend, things didn't work out. Then he hears that I was moving and everything, and he definitely was not with it. He thought I should stay in town and continue to work for the magazine company that I was working for. But I'm like, I'm growing. I need growth in my life, and right now, I don't feel like I'm growing anymore here. So she packed up and she left, and he was not very heartbroken over it, and I think she wanted him to be more heartbroken over it. Like, she wanted him to run after her and like, don't move, or I'll come with you, or something. But let's work this out. But he wasn't like that. He was more like, well, if you feel like that, you ain't growing here, then I advise you to bounce then. So that's exactly what Bridget did. She left, but she do every now and then, plan to go back on holidays and visit her family and her friends, and we'll later on see that later on down the line. But right now we are decorating. So yeah, I'm gonna try to speed it up and everything so we can get on to the next part of the story, so we can meet this cute guy that stays next door to Gianni. But yeah, so now that Gianni and Bridget are very acquainted and know a little bit about their personal life, they, are more friendly. They're more close as friends now. But Bridget definitely reminds Gianni, when we're at work, you're my employee. We're not to discuss any personal business or anything like that, that we do outside of work. And Gianni is, agreement with that. And so now that we have finished decorating and everything, Gianni, she is gonna make some dinner. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, we're gonna make some dinner and everything. And it's a Friday night, so Bridget's like, go home, relax the weekend and everything. And I definitely give you a call Sunday night, and for you to be aware of the dress code that acquired. I require you to dress a certain type of way. I know most assistants, they dress in jeans and a t-shirt, but I like to go more professional. So Gianni's like, okay, that's fine. So she said, but I'll call you Sunday night to let you know what to wear Monday. That made it sound a little bit constructive. I mean, like, too much. But, Bridget definitely has a image to hold up as being a reporter. And she definitely want her crew to carry on that image too and look very, very professional. So don't take it as though she is being too much, but she just want everyone to look professional. But we're definitely gonna get to everybody that's working in the city, so also, as they were sitting down talking at lunch and everything, Bridget wants to know about the co-workers at the job. And her boss, she said, I haven't really met him, but I heard some things about him. When I got to the office, and picked up some equipment and everything, there was, my boss was not there. So she was like, "Oh my goodness, honey, let me tell you about him. Oh, he is stuck up. I mean, he has a rude attitude. He is just, some days he comes in and he's okay, but some days he come in and it's work, 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 work. I mean, he's just like on your back, breathing down your neck with hot, with his hot breath." So, Bridget is definitely can't wait to get there to really, on the day that everybody's there, to really meet everybody, at the company and stuff. So when she got there, it was only a few people there. And, she wanted to meet the whole crew. But we don't later meet the whole crew. We don't later have Bridget and Gianni at the job site, at the magazine company and everything, and put them in their spots and see what they gonna do. So yes, now Giovanni's gonna get ready for bed. Yeah, yeah. And Giovanni is part of another storyline of mine. Um, but I decided to add her in. Like when I decided to come up, actually I was just playing The Sims, but I was like, something. I had kind of, did some research on the game system and everything. And I was like, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know. And I was like, oh, I'm going to try to start me up a new storyline and everything. I ripped down my own storyline. If you remember how I was recording and everything, I decided to rip it down and everything. It's just like, looking at everyone else's and then looking at, I was like, oh no, I got to figure something out. Because it was so fuzzy and outdated. It looked so outdated and everything. So, Gianni is playing in the tub, y'all. She is having a good time playing in the tub. So right now, and these apartments are right off the gallery of the basic game and everything. And so what I did was, I was like experimenting. And I was like, instead of me building a whole set of more apartments, I wonder, can I take some small apartments and place them on one lot? Multiple times, and that's what I did. So this is one set of apartments, and I just added two other ones on the same lot and everything. So we're gonna have Gianni. What is she doing? We don't have her come get on the computer before she go to bed to build up some of her social skills. Because she's real low, really, really, really low. And that's one thing about the Sims, like they social skills and them using the restroom and being hungry, it goes down so fast. So fast. And this is like a gaming computer also. This came with one of my add-ons, the gaming add-on. And it came with some remotes and some Sims game CDs. Yeah, I think it's so cute. And then they could play Sims forever on here. Oh my goodness. Like while I'm playing Sims, they're playing Sims. So let's get her to sleep. She's gonna head up to her bed. And as you see, I just kind of redecorated this a little bit. I love this mint kind of green color with this beige. So as she is sleeping, as you remember, uh, Tc, and she owns the clothing store, Stemster's clothing store. And you remember she just bought it and everything. So, and she hung out with one of her good friends, her good friends Inzo. So that's who stays next door. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, so Izzo stays right here in this apartment right here. And I'm not gonna do anything to his apartment really. I'm gonna try not to. I get in there. So we're at Industrial Loft Apartments. And this is in Oasis Springs. So we're gonna say he that Enzo just left TC's place and everything, and he headed home. He sat over there taking pictures of her, early in the morning. So he done hung out a little bit, and now he's at home and stuff. And we done have him get him a nice cold cut and sit down and relax, and then we're gonna get him up to bed, and we're gonna meet some other Sims. I'm gonna try to include more. I'm trying to at least include like two or three stories in one sitting. That way we can kind of keep up with everybody. But sometimes it's just going to be one story of the same sim, but they hanging out all together. You know what I'm talking about? So let's see. Oh, he's downstairs on the computer. So yeah, so if you know Enzo, his best friend is named let me think of his name. Malcolm. So his best friend is named Malcolm. And TC is his best friend also. So next person that we're gonna try to well no. The next video, I'm definitely gonna try to get us to meet Malcolm and get him a storyline going and everything. But definitely, you will see him with Enzo, so you'll know exactly who he is. So we're gonna get him to go upstairs and get ready for bed, use the restroom, brush his teeth, take a hot shower, and everything. So Enzo's like, TC doing the thing. She doing the thing. He's like, I still can't believe that CC ain't called. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing she ain't called. I'm not with all that drama. Why do his sink look extra large? Oh my goodness. Maybe it's just me. So he's gonna brush his teeth. Yeah, I am like so. Oh, I am so like overwhelmed. Can I say overwhelmed? I think that's a good word with the Sims game. I'm definitely a simmer now. I definitely love simming and everything. So after this, we're gonna get him to sleep, and then we're gonna head over and meet another um, entrepreneur and everything. She owns her own. She bought another Simsters lot and everything building, and instead of it being a clothing store, I decided to put my own little spin on it. It's not gonna really function as a salon, but it's just the idea of it. So the ladies gonna get there and they gonna sit there, and we don't let this be till like they get their hair done. I don't have no get to work pack or whatever. So I don't know if that comes with the get to work pack or what, but yeah. So is it the next morning? I believe it is. No, it's nighttime. Oh no, I went in and fixed his night clothes. That's what it was. And I cut that part out, y'all. A lot of parts I'm gonna end up cutting out just because it's not really needed. I showed the building and redecorating just to add in a little bit. To show you that sometimes the apartment doesn't come like that or the house didn't come like that. I just redecorated and or change a few things. So he's gonna eat a cold cut and head off to bed. And we're gonna say, Cece did all the cooking. So Enzo is not like a cooking type of guy. Now he'll go out to eat very frequently, but he's not the type of guy that sits around scrambling eggs, making bacon or anything like that. He go home, he have a cold cut if he hungry. But other than that, he's probably out at a restaurants or at TC's eating food. You know, TC cooks a lot and everything. So she always packs him up a plate and stuff like that. And he, goes over there and hang out and eat and stuff. So, but he's not the type that will be cooking. So, as he's sitting in the house and everything, he keeps wondering, like, who is the girl that stay next door? Like, who is she? She seems really, really quiet. Don't nobody really come to her apartment, you know. She seems awfully young to have an apartment. Maybe she stay with her family or something, and they gone out of town or something like that. So he's just looking over, He's like, I wonder where she at now. She must be asleep. It's late. So he's kind of like questioning who she is too. He thinks she's cute, but the thing is, he thinks that she's really young, like a teenager or something. So he don't even bother to make a move or even speak to her or anything like that. But he definitely wondering, like, he's like, I see it through the house every now and then. But then she leaves out at a certain time. She must have a job or go to school or something. So, but he does, kind of, he has recognized her. He is paying attention. So, what else I was gonna say? And Malcolm, we'll get into Malcolm's story. Malcolm, he really doesn't have too much of a story other than, uh, being friends with Inzo. So, y'all, let's go ahead and jump over. And we're at the Simpsters clothing store, but believe it's not going to be the clothing store. We're back in Newcrest. I'm going to change the Simpson clothing store into a salon. So here we are with Stony Blade. Stony Blade just bought the lot next door to TC. Now, remember, TC owns the clothing store. So she just bought the lot next door. And she goes in and she's like, oh, this is a nice building, but I wasn't looking for a clothing store. But the way it's set up, I definitely can change it from a clothing store to my own personal salon. I just have to buy a few things and everything just to put it together and everything. But I definitely see my vision coming forth. Yeah, let's get into remodeling Simpson's clothing store. her first picture. Day one, y'all. Day one. I hope y'all like my design. I decided to go with this beautiful turquoise blue. I'm not even sure it's blue or green or if it's even turquoise, but it's like it looks more blue, but like an ocean type of tropical beach kind of blue, and that's the color of her hair. But I love this color and everything, and I'm not really sure what like color frame I should go with, but yeah, we're gonna title this Day One, like the first day in her salon. So yeah, and every time you see this picture, you know that was the first day she was in her salon. So the rest of the Sims can go and just look at the photo and be like, oh, that was the first day, when she first bought her salon and everything, and her vision came forth. So yeah, I don't know what's taking me so long to write it in. But after that, we're gonna let me see. I want to put a lounge in here too, just so when the women come in, they can sit down and because I can't really. I mean, I'm gonna show like in the create a sim, like them getting their hair changed and everything like that. But other than that, they'll just be standing around, sitting around, eating or talking or something like that. But every now and then, I'm gonna use like a mini clip and add in there, maybe an overlay or something to add in there and make it look like they're getting their hair done. So now she's gonna go upstairs and we're gonna redecorate the upstairs. And here I wanted it to be kind of a little different. This is like where the women can come take pictures at after they get their hair done, and she can post it up on the wall of stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into that bill. She's on here by that. So what did I do? Oh, I think I got a living room, the lounge area. After the lounge and everything, we're gonna head back upstairs and definitely redecorate. Like I said, I wanted the women to be able to come in and take pictures after they get their hair done, and I wanted it to be an area that you could take pictures anywhere and get that, well, right here, the centerpiece and everything. But you could take pictures anywhere, selfies or whatever. So now everything is decorated. I hope y'all like it. I definitely like it. Like the upstairs is definitely more bolder than downstairs and give a different feel. So as Stony is finishing up, Tc stops by like the welcome wagon. And she's like, "Hey, how are you? You know, how you doing?" And she's like, "Hey, I'm TC. I own the clothing store next door, and I just seen you moving in and everything, and I just wanted to come over and meet you." And she's like, "Okay, that's good." So they they sit around and talk and stuff, and she's just telling her about the neighborhood and she's seen this building and stuff, and was gonna end up buying it and everything. And this is TC talking. End up buying it later on, and she was like, "Really?" She's like, "No, but it's okay. I'm glad that I have a next door neighbor now." And she was like, "Okay, that's good." She was like, "Would you like to go in and check out the place?" So she's like, "Sure." So they're gonna go in, and after they finish talking, uh, but it is chit chatting and talking about. I don't know. Let's see. They're just talking about the neighborhood and things within the neighborhood, and she's talking about her clothing store, and Stoney's talking about hair and stuff like that. And she was like, "Oh," she was like, "You got your license?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so they're just going on KKN, and yeah, I didn't really come up with no storyline for this part right here, like back and forth, back and forth. But we just let them talk.
Chimma Rimple, Gorg.
Brihe Gane Beno. Nilsy. Baribi. Dum say Bruhana. Enzanu Craney. Naya flu.
So now they're gonna get ready and go in. And
Brihe Gane Beno. Nilsy. Seneca Belindi.
and look, Stony is already hungry. Oh my goodness, honey, I'm gonna get you in. She got to use the restroom also, so they're going in. Oh yes, and so Stony is like telling TC that she's having problems with her computer and stuff like that, and TC's like, "Oh, I can definitely help you with that." So she goes in to check out to see what the problem is and everything. And Stoney's gonna go use the restroom, and she's gonna make her some lunch. And y'all, right in back in the corner, I put a little kitchen there, like a refrigerator and a stove, because Stoney is gonna actually stay on the lot also. So do y'all see how I made the to kind of make it look like a salon, but I don't have any salon material or anything. But we're gonna kind of I'm gonna kind of like try to create something to get that feel like some day in there getting their hair done. So Stoney's gonna go make something to eat. And I definitely kept the centerpieces and everything with the mirrors on it. I thought it was so cute. It definitely gave a nice little feel to the building. Then I got the refrigerator. I mean, that trash can sit in the middle of the floor. I forgot all about it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to remind myself to move the trash can and put it somewhere else. Yeah. So now that TC and Stony have kind of spent the evening together, chit chatting and talking, they have become very close. And just like Bridget and Gianni and everything, they share their personal life and stuff and stories and laugh together. So they're more closer now than they were. And they definitely got the same hair. Actually, they are the same character. I didn't even know that, y'all. They're the same character from two different stories. And I didn't even realize that until I put them into the same story. And I'm like, is this the same film? I just changed the hair and but yeah. So But yeah, they have become more acquainted with each other, and uh, they definitely talk about hanging out and stuff like that. So you'll kind of see how they mingle in and everything in their storyline. So both of them are, well, TC is actually dating, um, but it's not going that well. Not like how she wants, because she wants to get married. She's looking for that ring. And then Stony is single. Stony, it's been a while since she's been dating anyone, and it's not really on her mind. She's like more focused on getting her salon up and going and getting clientele than more worried about a guy. So it's not really in her mind, and she's not thinking about it or anything like that. But she doesn't mind if someone did come along. You know what I'm saying?
Yuma.
So yeah, they're just talking and chit chatting. And now TC got the computer working and stuff.
Gorg
And
Bishoshi.
Stoney is so happy. She gets on a video game. I think she's playing Blip Block. And I'm gonna try to get some people in here, like, get her assistant.
Narble.
Well, y'all, this is it. Thank you for watching. Stay
Chonkabi.
tuned. You
Shabu
are
Shoo
simming with Game
Cleve.
Haven X01.